The name Nova carries a legacy that few American cars can match. A nameplate that's woven into the muscle car era, street racing folklore, and generations of performance lovers. When Chevrolet discontinued the Nova in the late 80s, it left a gap that never truly got filled until now. After nearly 4 decades in the shadows, Chevrolet is bringing the Nova back in 2026. And this time, it's not just nostalgia. It's performance reborn for a new age. This isn't just a reboot. It's a revolution, a modern muscle car infused with heritage, technology, and raw power. Today, we're diving deep into what makes the 2026 Chevrolet Nova one of the most anticipated and controversial comebacks in recent automotive history. Let's get one thing out of the way: this isn't a retro clone or a souped-up Camaro in disguise. Chevrolet has gone all in with a bold new direction. The 2026 Nova is built on GM's Alpha 3 platform, a refined, rigid chassis that strikes a balance between modern weight distribution and the visceral feedback of older muscle cars. It's rear-wheel drive standard, with all-wheel drive available as an option. That alone sets it apart in a market where front-wheel drive dominates the mid-tier performance space. This car is built to move like a true muscle car: torque to the rear, planted stance, aggressive lines, and a low, wide look that demands attention even at a standstill. Under the hood, there are 2 primary powertrain options. The base engine is a 2.7-liter turbocharged inline-4. Before you scoff at the idea of a 4-cylinder Nova, you should know this engine puts down 340 horsepower and 390 pounds-to-feet of torque. It's not meant to replace the V8 experience, but rather offer a lighter, more efficient option for entry-level enthusiasts or urban performance drivers. The real headline is the SS trim, and it delivers. A 6.2-liter naturally aspirated LT2 V8, straight from the Corvette, tuned for the Nova's character. It produces 505 horsepower and 470 pounds-to-feet of torque, pushing the Nova SS from 0 to 60 in just 3.7 seconds with the 10-speed automatic. And yes, a 6-speed manual is available for purists, weekend warriors, and anyone who still believes that driving is about the connection between man and machine. There's even whisperings of a Z/28 track package in development, stripped down, track-focused, and pushing closer to 600 horsepower with weight reductions and carbon components. But for now, we'll focus on what's confirmed. The design language of the 2026 Nova walks a fine line. It's not a full-on retro recreation, but there are nods, strong ones, to the second-generation Nova from the early 70s. You can see it in the squared-off rear fenders, the C-pillar design, the quad-tail lights, and that long, horizontal front grille. It has presence. It has attitude. But it doesn't rely on the past to define itself. Chevrolet worked with wind tunnel specialists to give the Nova a drag coefficient of just 0.29, making it one of the most aerodynamic muscle cars ever built. Functional vents, a carbon fiber splitter, and a subtle ducktail spoiler aren't just for show. They all serve a purpose: downforce, cooling, and stability at high speeds. Inside, it's a different world from the Novas of old. You've got a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, a 15-inch infotainment screen with GM's new Vox interface, and a minimalist cockpit designed with both comfort and aggression in mind. The materials are a mix of Alcantara, brushed aluminium, and performance leather. The SS trim gets deep bolstered Recaro seats, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and magnesium paddle shifters. And the tech doesn't stop at the dash. The 2026 Nova features launch control, line lock, magnetic ride control, and customizable drive modes that adjust throttle mapping, suspension stiffness, steering feedback, and exhaust note. It even has track telemetry baked in, real-time lap timing, G-force readouts, and performance analytics displayed right on the dash or your connected app. But what really sets the Nova apart isn't just its spec sheet, it's the way it drives. We spent a week with the pre-production SS model, testing it in various environments: tight canyon roads, high-speed freeways, and even a short track session. And here's the bottom line: it's everything a modern muscle car should be. The steering is sharp, but not twitchy. The suspension is firm but never punishing. And the V8 soundtrack. It's thunder. Not piped-in audio, not artificial pops and crackles, just raw, mechanical fury from a hand-built American engine. The exhaust has active valves, so it quiets down in tour mode and roars unapologetically in sport and track. There's a sense of control here, a level of feedback that feels mechanical, not digital. It's not perfect, of course. The rear visibility is tight. The AWD version adds weight, dulling the throttle response slightly. And the infotainment system, while gorgeous, can be laggy at startup. But those are small prices to pay for what you get in return. Now, let's talk numbers. The base Nova starts at $39,995. That gets you the Turbo 4, rear-wheel drive, and a surprisingly well-equipped interior. The SS trim starts at $56,750. That's with the V8, Brembo brakes, magnetic ride, performance exhaust, and 19-inch forged wheels. Tick all the boxes: carbon roof, Recaro seats, track pack, and you're looking at just under $70,000. Is it worth it? If you're comparing raw horsepower per dollar, the Nova SS competes directly with the Dodge Charger Scat Pack, the Mustang GT, and even flirts with the bottom end of the BMW M2 and Audi RS3. But the Nova brings something unique, a mix of modern refinement and that old-school American soul. It's more than just a performance car. It's a symbol. Chevy bringing the Nova back means something. It tells us they still care about car culture, about driving experiences that matter, about heritage that doesn't have to live in the past. In a world rapidly shifting to EVs and autonomy, the 2026 Nova is a loud, tire-scorching reminder that driving can still be fun, visceral, and personal. Speaking of EVs, Chevrolet hasn't ruled out an all-electric Nova variant. Rumors suggest that if it happens, it'll use the Ultium platform, delivering dual motors, all-wheel drive, and over 700 horsepower. That's a different conversation for a different time, but it shows that GM is thinking about future-proofing the nameplate without sacrificing what made it iconic. Now let's talk aftermarket, because we know the Nova's legacy is built on street mods, quarter miles, and garage builds. Chevy's performance division is already preparing a catalog of upgrades for the 2026 Nova: cold air intakes, high-flow exhausts, camshaft upgrades, aero kits, and even software tunes that preserve warranty. And the community is already buzzing. Forums, meetups, social media groups all lighting up with renderings, project ideas, and speculation. Builders are excited. Tuners are excited. Collectors are cautious but curious. This isn't just another Camaro. And it's definitely not a Malibu in disguise. The 2026 Nova is carving its own path in the muscle car lineage, taking the DNA of its ancestors and injecting it with the precision, tech, and capability of the 21st century. But perhaps the biggest question is, can it last? Is this a one-off nostalgia trip or the beginning of a new era for Chevrolet performance? Only time will tell. But from where we're sitting, the Nova is back and it's better than ever. We're not just talking about performance specs and interior screens. We're talking about emotion. A car that makes you glance back when you walk away from it. A car that starts arguments in parking lots. A car that reminds us why we fell in love with driving in the first place. The 2026 Chevrolet Nova isn't for everyone. It's loud. It's aggressive. It demands attention. But for those of us who still believe in the power of displacement, in the satisfaction of heel-toe downshifts, in the thrill of sideways exits and redline pulls, it might just be the car we've been waiting for. And for a platform like Build and Burn, this is a dream come true. We'll be getting our hands on the Nova SS for a full teardown and rebuild series. Custom suspension, aero kits, AQ tuning, dyno runs, exhaust shootouts, you name it. This car isn't just going to be reviewed. It's going to be built. And maybe burn the broken bar just a little. So stay tuned, because the 2026 Nova is just the beginning. This is what happens when the past and future collide on four wheels. And if you've got a story about the original Nova, your first car, a burnout contest, a street race, or a build, drop it in the comments. We want to hear your Nova stories, old and new.